On today's episode, I'm going to tell you why every guitar player needs a preamp in their rig. I'm going to explain what a preamp is. I'm going to show you the most classic ones ever made and my favorites. And I don't know, I might even jam a little. So whether you know it or not, any of you who have ever plugged your electric guitar into an amplifier have played through a preamplifier because all guitar amps have them at the front end. And my special guest today is a block diagram of an old tube amp. This is your guitar, and it sends a signal into the first section of your tube amp called the preamplifier section, and this amplifies voltage gain. It usually always includes an EQ, bass, mid, treble, whatever your amp has, that's where it exists. And this prepares the signal of your guitar to go into this blue section, and that's the power amp section. That amplifies current gain and allows your signal to move the coil of the speaker so that your beautiful music is heard. In the nutshell, it's like, take your uneducated guitar, send it to community college, and it gets in an internship, you know, it achieves something, and then maybe one day it gets a real job. And in that real job, it's heard, its voice is listened to, and it changes the world. Maybe that's what happens, maybe not. But you're asking, why would we want to use preamplifier pedals if our amps already have preamplifiers? Can we preamp a preamplifier?
What?
Yeah, we can. Let me explain. In the mid to late 70s, it became really popular to slap the term preamplifier onto an overdrive pedal like the classic DOD 250. We see people referring to the old Boss OD1 in that way, and the classic and coveted TS808. These pedals are preamplifier pedals, some say. Is it true? Well, it's true in the sense that they go before an amp, so they're preamp, but they're not preamps because every preamp has a similar characteristic. They have EQ ability, they can tone shape a little, and most importantly, they stay crystal clean. You can use them, push the volume way up, and distort the amp or drive afterward, but the pedal and circuit itself of this preamplifier device will stay crystal clean. Let me show you a few of my favorite preamplifier pedals. First is the DOD Bifet Studio Preamp 410. It was followed up by the Bifet Preamp FX10. This is the one I first saw. It was around the year 99, 2000. I don't know, and it really doesn't matter. But I plugged my Strat into this, into my Bassman, mind blown. It stayed completely clean, added definition and clarity, and has a handy, convenient tone control. I can't say enough about these. They're really great, they're sleepers, and you might want to try to find one, I don't know. Number two is a pedal by my favorite pedal company ever, and it came out when I was 2 years old. It is the Bifet Amplifier FA1. Boss put this out, kind of a weird little series of two pedals they called the Pocket Series. Its brother was the Mascot Amplifier, and it's awesome, it's powerful, and the Edge used it on the Unforgettable Fire. He toured with it, and on records after that I'm sure he used it, but the best feature of this pedal is that it has a belt clip. You know why that's important? Because you're gonna wanna pre-amplify your life. You're gonna wanna go to dinner with this on your belt. You're gonna wanna go on a date. You're gonna wanna go to the movies, your kid's baseball game. Clip this on, preamp, make everything better. It's amazing, but it got really expensive and really rare. And that makes me really sad, until now.
No way!
The Clover is everything I love about the FA1, but with some extra features that I think make this the perfect preamplifier pedal. Let me walk you through those. Now, at its heart, it is an FA1, but this rotary switch is pure magic. So in the top position, we remove the entire EQ section, and you just have a pure clean boost. Then when we go to the middle section, we have no mid control, and that is the exact one-for-one FA1 replica. But my favorite feature is to add in the mid control. This gives you huge versatility, and it does magical things when you place it before your overdrives or before your amps. On the side, we have the original low cut switch that was found on the top of the FA1. And on this side, we have a balanced output for direct box. This is great for acoustic guitars and bass because this is a fantastic pre for those instruments when running in direct to a mixing desk. Output, input, and 9-volt power. You're gonna like it. One way that I love to use preamplifier pedals is to put them before my big, clean Fender style amps like my Sovtek MiG 50. These amps have a lot of low end, they have a lot of body, but when you take a good preamp, you can reshape those frequencies and make the tone a lot clearer in certain situations. Another favorite way of mine to use a preamplifier pedal is to put it before my favorite overdrive pedals. I'll leave those overdrive pedals on, but engage the preamp pre-overdrive and cause more grit and more distortion in different segments of the song. On preamplifiers that have a really powerful treble and mids control, I love to make my Fender amps sound way more voxy. So I'll put them in front of that amp, turn the volume way up, cut the lows and boost those highs. It's almost like a treble booster meets a Vox, but it makes something magical with a Fender amp that otherwise wasn't really possible. Another really powerful application for a preamplifier is to use it alongside of a lot of echo and delay. So in some instances, when I'm running a quarter note delay, a dotted eighth delay, and even a reverb, it can muddy up the signal. But I'll take a preamplifier first in my chain and carve out some of the muddy frequencies that my guitar makes when all those delays get going. That makes everything sound better. Your delays are clearer, your reverbs are more pristine, and your overall sound cuts through the mix just like you want it to. You don't need a Clover to do all these sounds. This might be the perfect one for you. It might have all the features that you need for your rig, but you can get on Reverb, you can get on Google and search around. There's a ton of really cool old preamplifier pedals that go for really cheap. So whether you buy mine or not, there's a lot of cool options out there. Dig around, and in the comments below, ask me about a few. I'll try to chime in and tell you if it's worth grabbing or not. Today's record time is brought to you by Recovering the Satellites by the Counting Crows. Most everyone on planet Earth who had a radio during the 90s or MTV has heard the song Mr. Jones, but Counting Crows has a lot of great records and a lot of great songs that no one ever hears, and it kind of drives me mad. They're one of those bands, but this record is a masterpiece in my opinion. I love the guitars, I love the hooks, the songwriting, and it's just fantastic. I've been listening to Goodnight Elizabeth on repeat. It's one of my favorite songs by them, and I want you to listen to it. I have a feeling a lot of you don't realize how good this band is, and that's why it's my choice. So in the comments below, tell me about a band that you really like, but maybe people have only heard those one or two radio songs that slightly annoy you. That's what this is for me. So let me know what that band is for you, and check this out. Thanks for watching this episode. I have a huge favor to ask. In the comments below, please tell me your favorite song from today's jams, and also tell me about your favorite preamp, the one that's in your rig, the one that used to be in the rig, the one that broke your heart. I don't know, there has to be a story, and I want to know about it. Also hit like if you liked the episode, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to get notifications of every future episode. And until next time, know that I love each and every one of you. I really do. Seriously, I really do love all of you. All right.